Do you think that your faithfulness, your perseverance on your end is somehow getting you into heaven? If so, then you're adding your own merit to salvation. Your faithfulness plays a part in you getting into heaven, and now you would have a reason to boast once you get there. Ephesians 2:8 and 9 contradicts that. It says you are saved by grace through faith, not of yourselves, not of yourself. It is the gift of God. Salvation is God's gift for us to receive, not a reward that we have to earn. Not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. So how does this work? Well, in Jude 1 verse 1, it says that we are preserved in Christ Jesus. John 6:39, Jesus said, "This is the will of him who sent me, that of all he has given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day." He cannot and will not lose you. What happens if you run off? You have free will, of course we do. In Luke 15 verses 3 through 7, you see the example of the Good Shepherd, where if one of his sheep wanders off, now, again, your sheep have free will, right? The sheep decides, hey, I want to get the grass over there. It runs off. What does the Good Shepherd do? The Reformed Calvinist camp would say, oh, it must not have been his sheep or it wouldn't run off. And the Arminian crowd says, well, it was his sheep, but not anymore. He's gone. No, the Good Shepherd says, that's my sheep. And he goes out to get it. That's not a wild feral sheep. That's not your neighbor's sheep. That's his sheep. We are God's church. We are his blood-bought church. Acts 20 verse 28 says the church of Jesus Christ, which he purchased with his blood. He paid for us, which means he owns us. 1 Corinthians 6 verses 19 and 20 says that you are not your own, for you were bought with a price. We have free will. We use that free will to choose Jesus. The moment you've placed your faith in him, God pays for you with the blood of his son, and you are now his. He didn't just buy your freedom. He bought you. You are not your own, for you were bought with a price. So when one of his sheep wanders off, he goes out, he finds it, he gets it, and he brings it back. Why? Because it belongs to him. It's preservation of the saints, not perseverance of the saints, but preservation of the saints. It's a very encouraging, comforting concept once you get that. And people are going to object, well, Matthew 24 verse 13, for example, it says, those who endure to the end shall be saved. That is not talking about enduring to the end of your life. That is talking about enduring to the end of the tribulation period. Context, context, context. Context is king. The 3 rules of real estate are location, location, location. The 3 rules of Bible study are context, context, context. Compare Matthew 24 with Revelation 6. In Revelation 6, Jesus opens the first 6 seal judgments of the tribulation period. You read Matthew 24, and Jesus describes each one of those 6 seal judgments perfectly in the exact same order as Revelation 6, which means Matthew 24 is describing the tribulation period. And those who endure to the end shall be saved. What does that mean? Well, the word saved in Greek is sozo, which can mean rescue, save, deliver. And the word sozo is used in the New Testament over 100 times. Only, I think 41 of those times, I think it was, is actually in reference to eternal salvation. The majority of the time, they're being rescued from prison, from the demonic, from an enemy, from disease, etc., etc. There's all sorts of danger that you can be rescued or saved from. So context determines how the word sozo is translated or what it applies to. And the context of Matthew 24 is the tribulation period. We know at the end of the tribulation, Jesus comes back to rescue his elect, to defeat the Antichrist and set up his kingdom for 1,000 years. So Jesus is giving encouragement to tribulation saints in those days, saying, if you endure, if you make it to the end, you will be rescued, you will be saved, because he is coming back to deliver you. If you get to verse 22, it says, unless those days were shortened, no flesh should be saved. What days? The days of your life? No, the days of the tribulation period. Because most people in the world will die during that time. It's a horrific, the worst time in all of human history. And there will never be a time like it after that either. So Jesus is giving encouragement to believers at that time that he is coming back and he will rescue them. So anyways, the point being, we cannot add merit to our salvation in any way, shape, or form. He preserves us, just like Jude verse 1 says. I hope this is an encouragement to you guys. Thank you for watching, and God bless.